I left Caterpillar with an early retirement because I was a second shift operator, although I did the budgeting in the day and I was second shift operator at night. I didn't want to work second shift anymore. I had children. I wanted to be at home. So I said real estate is the best option. So I had some real estate when I got out of college. I bought my mom's house. She got married, so I bought her a house. And then, of course, her then husband passed, and then I bought another house. So after I got married and had children, I said, and I was working, I said it was too much to have real estate. But after the children got grown, and I worked at Caterpillar 30 years, I told my husband I wanted to go into real estate. And so I went into become a realtor, and as a realtor, I found a lot of good deals. You know, if you're a realtor in the morning, they tell you all the hot deals, what's available. I would look and see, well, what's available. And then I say, in addition to trying to find houses for other people, I found houses for us as well to invest in. Fortunately, we invested a lot of houses in the downturn of the economy. So we bought quite a few houses then. We had a lot of houses that we had. I told my husband, we're buying them and inventorying them. We would board them up until we could fix them up. And so that's how we acquired so many houses. A lot of houses, 20, 30,000. Of course, you can't find a house like that anymore. But that was the time. So if you're in real estate or you're dealing with investments, look for the downturns. And I always tell people now may not be the best time to buy investment houses because houses are so high, but hold on to your money. Get better. It always does. It's a cyclical swing. And if you got money, then go in and buy. We'll talk today about short-term rentals. We have, that was one of the things I wanted to do. In addition to having just single family residential housing, I always wanted a Airbnb. I heard somebody talk about it, and like you might hear me today, and decided this is what I want to do. And I told him, I said, I'm an Airbnb. And fortunately, the place where we had lived when we first got married, we lived in Whitehaven, about 1 minute from Elvis Presley's mansion. Well, those houses in that area was one house there needed renovation. It actually is a duplex, and that's what that is. And you can look behind me. That is the it's two units, a condo, 2 units, very large condo, about 1,500 square feet per condo. That's about has 3 bedrooms up, 1 bedroom down that you can use, make a bedroom out of, 2.5 baths on each side. And so, but when we got it, it was a wreck. Walls were torn out, floors were messed up. It was, we had to have a complete renovation. So we just tore everything out and started all over again. The best thing about Airbnbs, what do you think when you're going to invest in an Airbnb as opposed to single family? Like what a short-term rental? Yes.
Cash flow.
Cash flow, right. We got Joe. I bought some handouts, which I did a comparison of the cash flow from a single family home as opposed to a short-term rental home. Yeah. I don't know. I have enough. I don't know about it now. I wasn't sure how many
You might hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, they're lucrative. Short-term rentals are very lucrative. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to get in. If you are investing, you like to diversify. And I told my husband, you want to have a little bit of every kind of real estate. Yeah, we do have real estates that are usually moderate to middle income. Most of our property is. Some of it is on Section 8, some is not on Section 8. Some of it, we just needed a short-term rental. So the short-term rentals is a lot more work. You have to do a lot more work with them as a single family. If you don't have time, then if you don't have someone to manage short-term rentals, usually the rental cost for someone to manage that rental is usually higher because it's more labor intensive. You're actually running hospitality. You're not actually renting property. You're like a hotel. You are hospitality. Um, so and that's one of the problems that you have with short-term rental, because you are hospitality and people are coming in and out. Have to be careful where you locate. Some HOAs will not let you locate one in their uh, subdivision. Ours would not even let us locate one where I live. But there are places that you can rent them. What's the most visited house in the United States? Anybody know? The White House, yeah. What's the second most visited house in the United States? Elvis House, right, Graceland, right, Graceland. And so that's where I told him I wanted to locate. When we lived there, when we first got married, we had a condo around the corner. And I worked and I would tell everybody I lived around the corner from Elvis. That was when he was alive. Yeah, but I told my husband, I said, oh, this would be nice. This is really nice area. You have to look at, Memphis has like pockets of good areas. You can be in one block and 2 or 3 blocks away, it's not so good. But around that area, there's still well-kept homes. And our condo, our Airbnb is located to about a 2-minute drive from there, and you can walk from it to Elvis Presley. So we have a lot of people who are coming in are from international areas. We had a person that come in from Belgium that stayed 14 days because they wanted to see Elvis. So we have people coming in from Switzerland. So if you're going to have an Airbnb, try to locate it in the area where tourists like to go. I always tell people, try to make it, there's nothing like recession proof, but there is some recession, the least amount of recession that will affect you. If you get a Airbnb, we try to get one where people will come a year round. Some people locate Airbnbs in Florida where people got to go to beaches. In wintertime, it may not be so productive. So we wanted one that where in the wintertime, Christmas lights are beautiful around Graceland. Everyone wants to see the Christmas lights and the decorated lawn, with all the nativity scenes. So ours is not recession proof, but it's less effect of recession. Everything can affect your Airbnb. And one of the things that affected ours, we started in 2019. We acquired that property in 2019. We acquired it through auction.com. A lot of you are members of Memphis Investors Group, which we have been members of. My husband and I have been members of Investors Group for about 20 years. Like Joe God said, we met Joe and a lot of other people in this room. But in 2019, I don't know if anybody knows what happened. Does anybody know what happened in 2019, 2020? COVID happened, right. COVID affected our Airbnb. It affected everybody. So that's why I said nothing is recession proof. COVID, we got that property in 2019. We started all the renovations. We took out walls. We put in new floor. We took out all the carpeting and put ceramic tile flooring in, everything. And then COVID hit. And of course, our business was really slow. So it didn't start out as well as we wanted it to. But after COVID, some of the people then, how you get tired of being cooped up in the house. We found we didn't get people from different international areas because, international travel was almost shut down and a lot of people couldn't fly in, although we're located about 5 minutes from the Memphis airport. Our condo is. So a lot of people drive and we drove. So they drove to the place, wherever was close. So even now, if I go on a vacation and during COVID, my daughter and my husband and grandson, we went to an area right outside, maybe near Gatlinburg or somewhere that was close that we could drive to, that you didn't have to fly to, because people just got cooped up in the house because and everything was shut down. So a lot of our people, when they finally open up areas, they open up Graceland. And for the people who could drive in, It's okay. They came in, and so we did have some business, but there was a slump period. So I'm saying everything is not rosy with the Airbnb, but now we don't have any problems. People come in, they usually stay in from 3 to 5 or 10 days. The platform we use is Airbnb. There are different platforms you can use for short-term rentals. Short-term rentals are short-term vacation rentals, VRBO. Some people use them. HomeAway or Red Army or vacationrentals.com. Our property, he has it up there. The other one. Yeah, this is our this is how we renovated. It did have a fireplace and all of those bookshelves and everything were all brown. So I painted them white because now white bookshelves are in. So and that fireplace you see that's gray was a old red brick. So I painted that. But that is the den of our Airbnb. We have we went through 2 house cleaning people. That is this is one area of our Airbnb. This is that's the family room, and also we had a little area where they could eat over in there. Housekeeping is one of the most important things that you can get. We went through about 3 housekeepers until we found one that we really liked. Someone we could depend on, would clean it excellently. And even though the one we have now, and she's a very great housekeeper. She lives in Olive Branch. So what she does is she comes by the Airbnb, and one of the first things, and people forget, you have to empty the trash cans. If the people come to Airbnb, they don't want a full trash can. She goes by there on the days that they pick up the trash and pulls the trash can to the front so that they can empty it, and then pulls it back, even though she's not even cleaning the house. But she's an excellent housekeeper. We have flat screen TVs that we put in the den and also in the master bedroom. One of the things that you have to do is you can change here. We provide stove, a refrigerator. The refrigerator we updated to a stainless steel refrigerator. These are some old pictures, but you keep your Airbnb clean and neat. The first thing people want to look in if they go to a hotel, they want to make sure it's clean. So the first thing we do is make sure everything's clean. During COVID, we sprayed everything down with Lysol. One person would leave, everything got sprayed down with Lysol because we didn't want anybody to have to contact that in our Airbnb. You have to have a team of people to work with you. We have a maintenance guy, an electrician on staff. We have a heating and air guy that we can call. I can call and he'll be out there that next day or within an hour. Of a yard guy who comes by in the summertime. Our yard is cut every week because the first impression that you get with the house, if you're in real estate, is when you first come up to it, you want it to look good. So we had a landscaper to come in and landscape everything, and then we have a yard guy who actually comes out and cuts our yard every week. And if there are leaves in the autumn, he comes by and rakes all the leaves up. So the first impression that you get is the best impression. We have a lawyer on call in case we need to. And we had accounting. My husband was a CPA, so he did all of our accounting. We performed out now. I think we used someone through League AT&T. I'm not sure. I'm using that for the first time. I'm going to do my taxes this year. We have special smart devices throughout such as Nest, where on your phone you can program the temperature. So if nobody's there, we put the temperature lower. We have security cameras on the outside, none on the inside, because that's invasion of privacy. So our security cameras are always on, lights. Everything is on dusk to dawn lights. So when they come there, there's always lighting around it. Those are things people look for. We're a very quiet neighborhood. We use locks that we can program their code in. we'll give you a code. Normally it's your last 4 digits of your telephone. So you'll always remember your code. So when they come in, they can code themselves in. We don't have to go to their Airbnb. We acquired a lot of our properties. You see that furniture and things. We acquired that from uh, garage sales, from Habitat for Humanity, Floor and Decor, Home Depot, wherever we could find them. IKEA, all of our hardware, your cooking utensils and plates are from IKEA because IKEA normally keeps the same pattern. So if somebody breaks something, then we can replace it with the same pattern. So when you go in, a lot of people, if you can look in your own, you pull out the drawer and you got all type of this pattern, it just doesn't look as good. We wanted an elegant look. So whenever you pull out our drawers, all of our spoons, knives, forks are all of the same pattern. So those things are important. You think they're not, but especially to women, we want to make sure that everything's consistent. Plates are consistent. We don't have mismatched plates. We've been to some Airbnbs. They have towels that some are pink, some are blue towels. All of our towels are white. Then you know that there are no stains on them. You know they're clean. Order them off of Amazon. Order the longest towels and the best towels they have, so that when people take a shower, they know that they've gotten fresh, clean towels. We have special house rules. Our guests must be 25 years or older. We don't want teenagers coming in and throwing wild parties. We have guests. You can state on your Airbnb site, no parties or large gatherings, no smoking allowed, especially no drugs or anything, no candles burning, because they might burn down your place. No loud music. There's a quiet hours. They have to acknowledge between 9 and 8, between 9 o'clock in the night and 8 o'clock in the evening, because we're in a residential area. Okay. And most of our bookings are 2 to 4 days, and as I mentioned, we have them from 8 to 10 days. We have corporate travelers who come as well. Some people come, are working on a project, they'll stay in our Airbnb for a couple of weeks. Our rates are determined by a lot of it by the area and by the time. During the holidays, our rates are higher. On the weekends, our rates are higher. During the week, you have a lower rate. This almost follows like a hotel. And if there's a big event going on, hotels go up. If it's not, they go. We usually follow those same rates for our Airbnb. We have had problems, horror stories. People have left a gun under one of our sofas at the time, and we had to remove guests. We can remove it with police. Police will, as opposed to a residential house, police will remove people from Airbnb because it's short term. They won't remove them from a long term. You have to FED them out. But short term, they will come out and they'll remove them if they're bad. And that's about it. No, my time is up. 2 minutes of, do we have any questions? I didn't want to rush through it. And that's the bathroom. You can see renovated completely. Took out of that old short tile, that used to be in old bathrooms, the little square tiles, put in modern tiles, modernized the bathrooms in both of them. And you can switch over. Next, that's the carport. That carport was practically torn down. We renovated the whole carport. On each, that's a 2-car carport. Since it's a 2-car condo, one side is devoted to one vehicle, another side is fenced in the whole area around there, so you would have privacy in the back. It's a large backyard. It's one of the few condos that had a large backyard. That's it. All right.
An online question. They ask, how often do you change out the linens?
We usually change the linens out like normally about once a week. The linen, every time a guest leaves, I thought they meant put in whole new linens. We go in a lot of times if we think it's raggedy, if the linen's been on the beds too long, we'll just go out and take all and put a whole new linens. But every time a guest leaves, the linen is changed. Towels are changed, linens are changed. It's completely clean. So every time a guest comes in, it looks like you're the first one. Yes.
How do you market Airbnbs?
They're through, actually, there are different platforms. Airbnb is who we use. And if you were looking for Airbnb, you would go to Airbnb and then you would look for anything in the area for Graceland. If you're looking for Graceland or Beale Street or, Bass Pro, because we're about 10 minutes from downtown. And then ours would show up. Then, yes.
We all can't be lucky enough to find a rental, short-term rental to buy right next to some of those landmarks. What are some of the other criteria that might make it a good short-term rental? Are there others?
Well, a lot of short-term rentals are good around hospitals, because you have a lot of nurses coming in, around universities, you have a lot of students, or you have a lot of teachers who are on a short-term tenure, and they will, so it's not just around a tourist attraction. There's other areas that a lot of people have them near Rose College. Some of them have them near, in downtown area, everybody. There are people who actually do arbitrage, where they actually rent a place and then re-rent it to someone else in the downtown area. Yes.
So the follow-up to that is, would one way be to go on to Airbnb or Vrbo and see that there are a bunch of rentals in the area that might mean it's a popular area?
Very good. Right. That's one way to look for them. Right. Yes.
Kind of piggyback off your voice or statement. I have a mentor, she does Eau Claire. She's got a lot of hotels there, not a lot of competition. And she focuses on the Spanish market. She has a small crew too, and she makes about $10,000 a month in revenue. And she went in the area, she did her study, not a lot of competition. She saw that neighborhood has a lot of people, like people travel in, family and friends, big in that neighborhood. So the homes are big enough to support two families for a short weekend. So she bought a couple properties in there and saw there was no competition, build it up. And she over the years, and she's booked 6 months ahead.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of there's no major restaurants, and she just have everything focused on Spanish.
Yeah, right. So you find your market, you find your little niche, and then you can do very well. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I was just wondering, how many hours do you feel like you're spending, on the Airbnbs a week or a month? Or
Okay. Well, a lot of
cleaner.
now a lot of ours is automated, sort of like AI. If you call in, you think you're talking to someone. We're saying that yes, that you want to rent it. And my daughter, she's not with me today. She works for Methodist Labana, and she's the assistant director over there. She says that mornings are not good for her. So, but anyway, she's technology. She's the one that handles a lot of technology. So, I do very little. To be honest, I have a housekeeper, and she was very good, and she's been with us for at least 5 years. And of course, we give her bonuses all the time to keep her. And of course, with Airbnb, they pay the guest pays the housekeeper. That $160 that you see per day, and then they have to pay $100 from 90 to 100. We charge $90 for the housekeeping, and then they pay that housekeeping. So I have someone who's doing most of the work for me now. My husband, because I said he recently passed last September, he would go by and he would take the garbage cans out on those days, because he worked downtown at our church downtown. But since we don't, the housekeeper picked it up. She said, "Don't worry about it, Miss Brown. I'll just go by on those days, take the trash out, then take the trash can back." And so you have to have people to help you. So that's why I don't really do a lot. I go by Sam's. We provide snacks. We provide coffee. We have coolers that you put your coffee in there. I go by there and buy packs of that, packs of snack, and drinks. And so when you come in from a long trip, a lot of times you don't have time to go to the store. So we have water in the refrigerator we have Cokes, we have Sprite, we have snacks, crackers or popcorn or whatever there for you to have as soon as you get there. Now I do that. I keep up with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, don't really do a lot. So I'm saying it's very lucrative for me. Yes. I'm
I
sorry.
admire your attention to detail,
Mhm.
you know, to what do you attribute your eye for design?
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
Well, my daughter and we both looked at it, and she looked at a lot of design magazines. Mom, we want it this way. So that's why we completely renovated the whole thing. Because if you try to half renovate, this is old looking, this is new. So we completely renovated all the bathrooms and kitchens. First thing people look for that, the kitchens and bathrooms. The floors, like I said, it's a ceramic tile that's a plank. It looks like hardwood, but it
Mhm.
actually is ceramic tile. So when the housekeeper comes in, it spills water, cleans, it always looks good. I redid the steps, so I put in modern steps. People normally put carpeting on steps. I went in and I put in real steps. We put in hardwood plank steps. I did those myself because I like to work in hardwood and I like to paint. And I painted most of it. So I did do something. to
You're
start.
amazing.
Thank you.
All right.